So Alex Pereira is absolutely furious right now, with some comments Chimaev made about his past struggles with alcohol. As many of you know, Pereira has been incredibly open about his history. He actually revealed that he once drank a whole liter of alcohol every single day before making the courageous decision to get sober over 10 years ago. But Chimaev seemed to take a really low blow at this in a post on X that he later deleted. He wrote, "Alex Pereira goes to all UFC fights to get free alcohol and camera time. On the other hand, I've been training so hard. March 8th alcohol won't help you, Shaw." Wow. Can you believe that? Fans immediately blasted Chimaev, seeing it as a completely disrespectful and uncalled for attack on someone who's worked incredibly hard to overcome his past demons. Pereira finally addressed these hurtful remarks in a video on his YouTube channel. He made it crystal clear that he wasn't just defending himself, but standing up for everyone who has faced these same battles. Pereira then made it absolutely clear that no matter what happens inside the cage, he's already won in life. This response just shows how mentally strong Pereira has become. He's not just fighting for a belt, he's fighting to prove that he's overcome his past and won't let anyone bring him down. Alright, moving on to some exciting middleweight news. Following his huge win over Jared Cannonier last August, Caio Borralho is looking to make a massive statement in the 185-pound title picture this year. Currently sitting at number 6 in the middleweight rankings, Borralho finds himself just ahead of Cannonier and right behind former champion Robert Whittaker. Given their rankings, Borralho believes a showdown between them makes perfect sense, and he wasted no time making his case on social media. Borralho directly addressed Whittaker saying, "Hey Robert Whittaker, stop calling out fighters ahead of you in the rankings after you lose a fight, bro. Let's fight at UFC 317 June 29th during International Fight Week. What do you think? What do you all fans think?" But he didn't stop there. Borralho followed up with another bold statement emphasizing why UFC 317 is the perfect stage for their fight. UFC 317 Las Vegas. That's the perfect date. Robert Whittaker, let's go. But remember, I never lost in Vegas. 6 fights, 6 wins. This is my place now. This call-out comes at a really interesting time for Whittaker, who recently expressed his desire to fight Sean Strickland once his nose heals up following his loss to Dricus du Plessis. However, Whittaker is also being targeted by Jared Cannonier, who's looking to run things back after his win over RoboCop. With multiple contenders lining up, Whittaker has some big decisions to make regarding his next opponent. Will he accept Borralho's challenge and risk his spot against a rising contender? Or will he wait for a higher-ranked opponent like Strickland or a rematch with Cannonier? No matter what happens, one thing is crystal clear. Caio Borralho is hungry for a shot at the top. He's undefeated in Vegas and believes he's ready for a marquee matchup against a former champion. Now the big question remains, will Robert Whittaker take the fight or will he look elsewhere for his next opponent? The middleweight division is heating up and fans can't wait to see who steps up next. Next up, Jon Jones and Colby Covington are at it again. Earlier this week, former interim welterweight champion Colby Covington was asked how Jon Jones would fare against interim heavyweight champion Tom Aspinall, a matchup that every MMA fan is dying to see. As expected, Covington went off, absolutely ripping into Jones with some serious trash talk. He said, "The clip quickly went viral on Instagram and caught Jones's attention, leading him to leave a comment under it." Jones wrote, "If jealousy was an actual person, this is exactly what it would look like. I haven't seen Colby in person literally since college. For him to have this much hatred, it could only mean one thing. I mean, look at that passion in his eyes. What a sad boy." Colby and Jones have a long-standing beef that goes back years, starting from the time they were college roommates at Iowa Central Community College. What started as a friendly relationship between the two quickly turned into serious beef, and now it's a non-stop back and forth of trash talk. Colby doesn't hold anything back when it comes to throwing shade at Jones. He's called him a terrible roommate, saying he was irresponsible and had questionable behavior back in the day. He even claimed he's seen Jones take steroids in the dressing room. Colby takes it even further, using Jones's personal scandals to add fuel to his insults. Colby loves reminding everyone about it, always jumping at the chance to talk trash. Jones, though, reacts to Colby's trash talk every single time. He fires back, calling Colby a loudmouth with a fake personality and trashing his whole self-promotion act. The two have been going at it for years, and anytime one of them brings up the other, it starts a whole new round of insults. Paddy Pimblett has sent a strong warning to Michael Chandler, vowing to finish him inside 2 rounds if they ever share the octagon. While he respects Chandler's experience and credentials, acknowledging that the former Bellator champion has gone toe-to-toe with elite names like Justin Gaethje, Dustin Poirier, and Charles Oliveira, Pimblett made it clear that he isn't intimidated. He described Chandler as a very good opponent and even called him a nice human being. But at the end of the day, Pimblett emphasized that this is a fight business and there's no room for friendships once they step into the cage. Pimblett confidently stated, "I always go in with a game plan and I fully intend to execute it. While our fight might be scheduled for 5 rounds, I don't see it lasting that long. I predict Chandler won't make it past the second round." Beyond Chandler, Pimblett is already looking at future matchups, potentially against Islam Makhachev or Ilia Topuria. While he acknowledged that Conor McGregor remains the biggest money fight, it's clear that Topuria is the one he wants the most. Pimblett hasn't forgotten their heated history, particularly when Topuria confronted him in London, and he made it clear that the tension between them is far from over. He's still mentioning my name in interviews years after the incident. I'd love to face him in the octagon. Then Pimblett took a moment to throw some serious shade at Topuria, questioning his credibility and calling him out for making up lies in interviews. While he acknowledged Topuria's talent, Pimblett couldn't resist taking a dig at his rival. Ever since Topuria tried to steal it on me in London, I've always wanted to beat him up. He's still talking about me making lies up, so I'd love to batter that little expletive. Despite the personal animosity with Topuria, Pimblett remains focused on one thing above all else: the UFC title. He made it clear that while these fights are exciting, his ultimate goal is championship gold. It's more about the belt for me than anything. With Pimblett's confidence at an all-time high and his growing reputation in the lightweight division, fans are eagerly waiting to see how things unfold. Will he get his wish to fight Chandler or Topuria, or will the UFC have other plans? One thing is for sure, Paddy Pimblett is ready for war. Finally, in a wild story, Khamzat Chimaev and Darren Till beat up a fan at the gym. In a recent interview, Sean Strickland's coach, Eric Nixick, shared a strange story from his gym involving Khamzat Chimaev, Darren Till, and an unexpected challenger. According to Nixick, a man walked into the gym and boldly challenged the best fighters there, insisting that he would use highly unconventional tactics. The man specifically warned them that he would employ what he called pointing techniques, which involve poking the throat and targeting unusual parts of the body. Things escalated even further when the man began biting and using bizarre strategies against the fighters, making the entire situation even more chaotic. Nixick also spoke about the rivalry between Khamzat Chimaev and Sean Strickland, suggesting that their public feud might not be entirely genuine. He pointed out that despite their heated exchanges outside the gym, the two fighters actually seemed quite friendly when training together. He even speculated that they might be messaging each other and coordinating what they plan to say next. Nixick continues, "I'm pretty sure it was him. I remember him. I think he bit somebody at the end of the session. Yeah, I'm almost positive that he got caught in a triangle and the first thing he thought to do was bite, like you bit the person. I remember him running, getting up and running out of the gym. I was like, why'd that guy run out of the gym? And the other guy looked at his arm and said, he just bit me. I was like, why'd you let go of the choke? You should have put him to sleep." Khamzat Chimaev is facing major backlash after this incident. Fans are criticizing him, saying, "This guy doesn't realize who he's going up against. Dricus du Plessis will eat him up. He should focus on training instead of beating up random fans at the gym. Pathetic." Chimaev has his sights set on championship gold and is expected to challenge Dricus du Plessis for the UFC middleweight title later this year. This will be Chimaev's first shot at UFC gold, marking a pivotal moment in his career. That's all for today's UFC news. Stay tuned for more updates and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for the latest in the world of combat sports.